opposing parties, NDC and NPP guys, they sit down and they have dinner, they laugh, they take beer, they have fun together, and like they just go back. It's a game for them. It's a game for them. So for you to sacrifice your brand or your integrity. What's up, my people? It's your boy YaoCrack. Thank you for joining me here today. You know, it's been a while. Okay, so I want to do another social commentary for today, and today's topic might be a bit controversial. Okay, so let's just get into it. I have an issue with celebrities, or let's say musicians, social influencers who try to chime in everything, you know, especially when it comes to politics. Okay, I understand that yes, they've been given a platform to share their views and all those things, and even like they built up their platform from whatever craft that they had to become where they are now. Okay, they built their platform from whatever craft that it was, whether it was music, it was acting, it was comedy, and all those sorts of things. I think we appreciate their come up and their struggle and how far they've put themselves. Yet I feel that sometimes we, the viewers or audience, give them too much power, or we expect a lot from them, and it sometimes might put them in certain places where they feel like they are obliged to comment on certain things, or they are obliged to give their two. Meanwhile, they might not really be educated enough to do that. I might be blaming their fans for this, but I also put the blame on them that sometimes they might even think too highly of them that, yo, anything that I say, people take it as gospel. So even if I'm ignorant about this thing, I'm just going to talk about it and just say something that is popular, and I just get the fans for myself and the engagements and all of that. I'm not saying that they should shut up on certain issues, because yo, they are citizens, and if the country is going through tough times, or if life is hitting everyone hard, by all means they will feel it. They are not gods. They will feel it, and they will also want to express themselves. And even we it's something that we respect of them. If they are able to come out and express their displeasure at how things are being run and all of those things, it's highly appreciated, because like, oh, this person that I might see to be like, yo, a god or a public figure or anything, is also going through what I go through as a normal citizen, and it's quite welcome. Especially let me take musicians for example. All right, back then musicians, like, I grew up in an era where musicians didn't really involve themselves with politics. They didn't really indulge. Theirs was to just preach ideologies or speak against the corrupt government officials and form of governance that we find ourselves in. So you find people like, say, Bob Marley, Fela Kuti, and all the likes. They were speaking out against these politicians and their corruption and all of those things. And they only preach ideologies. They preach peace, they preach unity, they preach selflessness and all those things. They didn't side themselves with any political parties or anything of that sort. You get me? So come to today, when I see these sort of musicians attach themselves to political parties, they lose me a bit, because I'd rather you be neutral than to just align yourself with the party. It doesn't matter if it's not. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a political party. I'm not saying that they shouldn't associate with themselves with a party, maybe where they find their ideologies and all those things cool, and they roll with them on some sort of moral level. I'm not talking about that. But party affiliation used to be something that was quite secretive. It used to be secretive then, because maybe let's say you campaign for this party and the next party rather wins, you might be sidelined. There are things that go against you as a, let's say, public figure who chooses to join the political side. And politicians can be very petty. You know, politics is a very dirty game. I'm cool with this, that, oh, let's say this political party needs a campaign song or anything, so they contract a musician to do that. That one is strictly business. Okay, that Lumumba has done it several times for the ruling party, NPP, and all of those things. Other people are supposed to be contracted to do parties for the NDC and all those things. And for that one, we know it's strictly contractual. Okay, it's a contract that they have done. But you never find that Lumumba still going on to post things on his personal platform, and like on his own coming out to do a song to hail a political party or do this and all of those things and that. It's he's just neutral. He only comes in when he has been hired to, because he knows that that's his limit. He knows that, yo, I'm a musician. Maybe if I go and say certain things on my personal platform, that might do this and that. You might not have all the facts. You might not have all the knowledge and all the education about how to go with certain things, aside the common sense that we all have as citizens. So I'll leave it at that. But when these celebrities and whatnot tend to associate themselves with political parties, it usually spells a sort of doom for their careers. Take a look at A+. This guy was campaigning hard for MPP, and those times he used to even attack other celebs. No, not other celebs. He used to attack Manifest. There was one time he attacked Manifest. You know Manifest's dad, who is Chachuchi Kata, is affiliated to the NDC, the National Democratic Congress, which are in opposition now. And he was jabbing at your Manifest, wanting Manifest to say something. And you know, Manifest is not a type of, he's not the one to put politics on his platform. You hardly ever know that his dad is even a lawyer who is associated with this political party, unless you do some digging in. So even usually when we see Manifest, there is no form of association with a political party or anything of that sort. He just preaches ideology. I follow Manifest, and on his personal platform, he talks about everyday life and all those things, like the moves that he's making as a musician, none of those things. Maybe he'll just ask a question, yo, how are you guys coping in this and that and that? And it's all fine. Looking at A+, I know this is a history thing. Looking at A+, it's that he was associating himself with this, riding hard for them, I think with the hope of getting a political appointment or some benefits of that sort, and he was disappointed. So this guy, in bitterness, rather turned against the party and was beginning to lambast them and cast down anything that they were trying to expose them and whatever it is. And you saw that, yo, this guy really looked like a clown, honestly. Just because he didn't get what he was promised or what he expected or that sort. It was just an ugly thing to witness, like, yo, like, this guy really has a price. Like, there is no value on his morals or anything. It took a while for him to put himself in a neutral position, which we see that is serving him properly, serving him well done when he affiliated himself to just one side. I say this because politics has become a very personal thing, and personalities have also had their lives politicized. Okay, so here comes a case where maybe you just hang out with this person or you take a picture with this politician before you realize, yo, these bloggers and opponents are tagging you in posts and alienating you and trying to cast you down and all those things. Maybe what you have done, you are not even might not even have endorsed them in any way. Okay, but it just taints your brand or it taints your image in some way. That's why I really encourage celebs and musicians to stay away from these sorts of politicians, because it doesn't usually end up well for them. Maybe if your party wins, yeah, you come into power, like you are favored, then it's a big win for you. But what if they don't and the opposition wins? Now you sever certain ties that could have been beneficial to you, because once again, politicians are very, very petty. This politics is a very dirty game. Your whole career can be cast down. Okay, your whole career can be destroyed just by associating yourself with a certain political party and all of those things. If they come into power, they might not invite you for certain shows and all of those things. They might just sideline you. Another thing I want to say about this is that aside the effect on their career, I think they cause a divide among their fans. Look at Sack like this when he released the song during the Mahama era, and he was like, he brought out some tracks that were really resonating. Like, everybody felt them, because the system wasn't going on well at all. So once Sack dropped that track, it was like, Charlie, this guy is saying everything that's on our mind, talking about the doom saw, talking about how the economy was being run and all those, and the city falling and all of that. It made a lot of sense. Now, a few years down the line, Akufo-Addo has also taken the reins of power, and things are also going downwards, just the same as Mahama. Both of them are disappointed us. And here is your boy. People are questioning, like, yo, You go drop something. Are you going to say something about it? And it's like he's silent about it. People are expecting like, yo, so you really associated yourself with these people? You really are trying to play a deaf ear or trying to give a blind eye to what's going on just because you are affiliated to them? So it made it look like, nah, this guy has sold his soul. It made it look like, no, he's just being blindly loyal, and that trait stinks. So you see that people have even been tagging like, yo, Sack sometimes catches heat on Twitter, on other social media platforms, like, yo, so if it was this guy, he would have said this. If it was this guy, he would have said that. But now that Charlie, things are turning, going down for the, turning for the worst, you decide to remain silent on it. You see, and such a thing, it's not good. Like, your fan base shouldn't even be attacking you with politics in the first place, because you shouldn't have even put yourself there. Okay, if you are just also, I'm not saying we don't expect Sack to also drop a diss song to Nanado or anything like that. But I just wish that in hindsight we would have been silent or this, or like from henceforth, just shut up about politics. Shut up about politics. Focus on your fans, because we come to your music as a form of relief. Your music is therapy for us, because life is hard. The system is tough already. And we don't need to come to your platform for you to just drop it in our face that, yo, you are for these guys, you are for these guys. Nah. Music, it was a form of escape. Okay, this is what made music revolutionary back then, when they could speak against politics. They didn't pick a side. They were just neutral. So remain neutral and let us love you for who you are. You go to Manifest platform. It's so refreshing. I'm not trying to do any Manifest and Sack comparison here, but like, this is what I've noticed, and this is what I prefer. Yo, I love both guys. Both guys are like, they are the top of J-Trap, their styles and all of those things. Okay, but when it comes to, let's say, this sort of engagements on social media, your platform, all of those things, yeah, we know that sometimes Sack hardly comes online or comes on social media. Manifest is always engaging and all. So Manifest is more like a sort of friend kind of personality. It's like, it's more like, yo, an idol sort of, and it's fine and all of those things. We don't want them to change or anything, but I'm saying tone it down. Stick to what got you to the game. Okay, stick to what got you to the, is it the game or the dance? Stick to it. Don't switch up later on and like be giving us things that we don't want. And for Sack, there was another thing when I think before this last election, he came up with a song and he said, yeah, Nana Tuaso and all of those things. It also raised a lot of controversy, and I understand, but like, yo, yeah, he's for these guys and all of that. But it's not your job as a musician to highlight the good that politicians are doing, or politicians doing their job or fulfilling their promises. Okay, because sometimes politicians do their job and they expect us to praise them. They expect us to bow at their feet for fulfilling the promises that they said they would do for us. I'm not saying we should be grateful, but yo, we put you in power for you to do this for us. So when you do it, it's good. Yeah, we'll be grateful, alright. But don't expect us to kowtow to you and like praise you like a god and all of those things. You get it? You are just finished. You are just fulfilling your job. You are just doing your duty, and we respect you for that. You are supposed to be public servants and not our kings, not our idols, for us to look up to you and like, yo, listen. Because what made you do that? What made you execute this in the first place? It's our tax. It's our money. It's not your money. It's not your personal destiny. Okay, maybe you have the leadership skills and all of those things. You form the party and all of those things. You put together and yeah, you are organized and whatnot. But it's not by your own might that you are doing it. It's by we are paying for this. Okay, so yeah, you will get your gratitude at the end of it. But not up to you, a musician or a celebrity actor. You coming to highlight things on no. If you want news about the government, we know where to go to. We know the TV and radio stations and the media houses to go to. Stick to your game. Use your platform for whatever you started it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't evolve or anything like that, or you shouldn't show your concerns, but apply wisdom. Apply wisdom in what you are doing, because no one person will be on it forever. And put into consideration when the other guys come in, because I'm sure these politicians, they have one mind. Like, it's like a tag team that they are playing. Although they might campaign against each other and insult each other in parliament and all those things, fight, politicians know each other very very well. I don't doubt if they have dinner together and all this. Like opposing parties, NDC and NPP guys, they sit down and they have dinner, they laugh, they take beer, they have fun together, and like they just go back. It's a game for them. So for you to sacrifice your brand or your integrity and go and stand for these guys and fight and all those things, and later on, if the other hand is shown, you are going to enjoy a lot of fire, and it might not do well for your career. I'm just highlighting the worst case scenario. Like they might do this, but who knows? Don't cause a divide between your fans. Your fans are also political people, and right now it's not like everyone is politician, but like we are all listening, we are all trying to see what's going on. Like, what is this guy going to do to us next? Like I didn't even know it would get to a time I'll be listening to news. I like growing up, news was like, it's for old guys. What am I watching? I'll just watch my animations and cartoons and Conan and all of those things. But right now, Charlie, everybody's listening to news because you're like, hey, what are these guys going to do to us next? Politics is a very personal thing to people, and I don't think our stars should align themselves or involve themselves in something so dirty. Okay, leave it to the gurus to deal with it. Those who studied it, let them deal with it. But for you icons, please don't muddy yourselves with that dirty water that they bath in. Yeah, so that's my commentary for today. I want to know how you feel about it. Maybe you feel otherwise. Maybe you feel that crack, all this is BS. This rather should be done. Let it be known in the comment section, and let me get your take on this. Yeah, and there's one thing that I also want to add. These celebrities and whatsoever, how influential do they really think they are? Do they really think that whatever promotion that they do for these politicians is effective? Because we see for ourselves, we know what's up, we listen to them. Okay, maybe they'll have an effect on this ignoramuses or this young and impressionable kids, the teenagers and all of them. Maybe this is my icon, so I'll listen to it. So maybe they might be appealing to a particular demographic of people, but I don't really think they are effective. Or I don't really, maybe they will be effective in pissing people off or drawing our attention away from certain things. I don't really see them to be quite effective when it comes to, let's say, convincing people to vote for this or that. I know that's my bias, because me as an individual, as a logical person, I will not listen to a musician's advice on a vote, or I will not listen to a musician or an actor's opinion when it comes to who to elect as my leader, because that you might not be in the best place to inform you on that. So I rather go to political pundits, I rather go to economists, people who deal in those sort of things. I rather go to like-minded people. I rather go to my favorite rapper to advise me on what to take as a politician. Yes, they might have a sort of influence by maybe like pushing out some sort of wild music and also just highlighting their impact. So I'll say I'm torn between both. They might be influential to a certain demographic, but might not be effective when it comes to another demographic. So it might be a 50-50 thing. Honestly, it might be a 50-50 thing. Who knows? Okay, so that's it for today. Once again, it's your boy YaoCrack, and I'll see you guys in the next video. LG.